These people be stressing me. Woo, child. I have a little story time and I just want to talk about it. Hey loves, I'm back with another video. I am Shakira Malisho and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a grown conversation episode and it is about making friends as an adult and just how I am doing my best to navigate it all because child, woo, these people be stressing me. I have a little story time and I just want to talk about it. So if you want to hear what has been going on in my life, how I'm trying to navigate friendships as an adult, you'll definitely want to keep watching. And I'm going to get straight to it. Why didn't anyone tell me how difficult it can get cultivating relationships as an adult? After being a loner for so many years and not really getting close to people, I just feel like my eyes are open. Sometimes my discernment can be off. My tolerance for BS, I just can't deal. And I want to know if I'm the only one. I really do, because I was hanging out with a friend of mine yesterday and we were watching The Ultimatum and we were just having a conversation about friendships and everything like that, because there was a particular couple on there that their interactions just weren't healthy, and I think watching it triggered me in a way to where it made me reflect on past friendships that I've had with certain people and the narcissistic behavior and trauma bonds. It was just all in this particular couple. And I remember telling my friend, I'm like, I've had people like that in my life, so it's easy for me to call a spade, like pretty much. Like, it's giving narcissistic, it's giving lack of accountability, it's giving the blame game, like. And at this point in my life, like, I don't have time for it. So I'm watching this show and I was just like, oh my gosh, this person literally has some childhood traumas that they have not addressed. This person is grown, like well into their 40s. And it's crazy because I was sitting there telling my friend, I'm like, this girl has some underlying mom-dad issues that she has not addressed, and it's clear as day. And this particular person literally had a meltdown, and her exact words was, this reminds me of my childhood when I got blamed for everything. And I remember yelling at my friend, not yelling at my friend, but telling her, I was like, see, like, I called it. Like, I knew exactly where this temper tantrum behavior was coming from, because she lacked acceptance as a child and being heard. And I was telling her, at the age that I am now and the work I've done on myself, I just cannot engage or accept that type of behavior. And I was really just sitting here asking myself, I'm like, am I being too harsh? Am I not allowing people in my life to be able to grow and be able to evolve? And then I saw Sarah Jake's sermon, Locked In, and she was just literally speaking to the fact of, when you are at capacity, you are at capacity. And it is okay to say, sis, I'm going to pray for you, but I think we need some time apart so that you can heal and get to where you need to go, because I have enough stuff that I'm dealing with. And I remember before reading this message, I felt like I have to always be there for people, always have to show up for my friends when they have drama, when they have issues. Like, I have to be that listening ear, and I'm dealing with my own stuff. Y'all, my camera keeps falling. But I noticed that I was literally carrying everyone's stuff. It was wearing on me. And I had a conversation with my cousin about this, because I'm like, we're literally both empaths. So it's like when people that we care for come to us with their problems, like we feel that. We feel it as if it's happening to us. And then it just makes us weary. And like, I was just telling myself, like, I cannot do it anymore. I just can't. And my prayer is different now, as far as knowing that, yes, everyone is not going to be 100% healed. But at the same time, like, I want friendships that will allow me to grow and not feel heavy. Like, I don't want it to constantly be drama and us constantly having to fix something that's going on internally that only you can fix. Because as a friend, I can only do so much. And I've realized that. And I remember telling my girlfriend that I went to see yesterday, I was like, what do you do in a situation if someone is constantly bringing you drama, like problems, issues, stress? She was just like, I would just be there for that person. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, I feel that. And I was just like, well, baby, I'm just not there yet. Because she asked me, she's like, do you consider yourself a good friend? And I was like, yeah, I consider myself a good friend. And the people that I consider friends, I'm doing check-ins with them. I'm seeing where they are. Mind you, we might not speak every day. We might not link every day. But I feel like my core sisters and friends that I call on, that I want to do life with, it's just like we have this understanding of, girl, you're going to be busy. You got this going on. You married. You got a kid. You got this. You can't be here all the time. But when we link up, it's like we never missed a beat. And those are the type of friendships that I'm realizing, like, I want to have in my life, to where I don't have to feel bad for choosing me. Shouldn't have to feel bad for choosing me. I recently just had an experience where I was friends with someone that I knew when I was younger, and we kind of reconnected, and so much time had passed, and I think we caught ourselves kind of like reflecting on like who we used to be when we were younger, when in all actuality we are like completely different. But I think that because we had history, both of us naturally felt like we could just kind of pick up the pieces where it left off and just, embark on life together. I soon found out that I'm not the same Shakira that I was when I was 16, 17, 18, 20. Heck, not even last week. Like, I'm not the same person. And I think I felt comfort in this friendship because I remember them saying, like, Shakira, you've never changed. Like, when we met in person again, she was like, you never changed. Like, you're still the same person, good heart, still kind, still funny. Like, I just love that you haven't changed. And I remember like agreeing with that. And now that that friendship has ended, I remember telling my husband, I was like, I remember her saying like I had never changed. And like, when in reality, I am completely different. Like, I am completely different, and it's okay. And I found myself like just perplexed that I even agreed with that statement of being the same when I know that I am different. In this particular experience with this person, I learned that boundaries are okay. Having accountability for your actions is okay. And that just because you have history with someone does not mean that they need to be in the next chapter of your life. They just don't. And I think I found comfort in this person knowing who I was when I was a child and growing up in church and everything like that, that yes, this can work. But in all actuality, like, they were in my past for a reason. And I think me yearning to have like more girls in my circle and more people that I could call friends made me to be in a very vulnerable state to where I was just accepting anything. I feel like this experience that particular experience with that friendship ending, then having a conversation with a friend about what I view as friendship, it really put things in perspective for me of what I want out of life and what I'm able to give in friendships. Because I remember telling my girlfriend yesterday, I was like, I make time for my friends, but my priority is my husband and my child. And I remember her telling me, that's good and all, but like at the same time, you have to make time for your friends so those friends could grow. And I was like, yeah, that's absolutely right. Like, I believe that. But I think when I heard that, I was thinking about the girls in my current circle and like how we're building and growing together. And like, it's beautiful. And we've had disagreements. We don't always see eye to eye on each other's lifestyle and decision making and everything like that, but we're there for one another. And there's just no pressure and you have to show up for me, be there for me, or anything like that. Although we do that naturally, but it's just, there's no added pressure. That's what I desire. Like, people who just get it, like, they just get it. But at the same time, I also know that I've been a loner for a majority of my teenage to early adulthood. I didn't meet my girlfriends until I went to college again as an adult. And we've built on these relationships around the time that I was getting engaged, getting married, and everything like that. So they've gone through all these major life changes with me and everything like that. So, but prior to that, I really didn't have that. So I think I really just got content with being by myself and just thinking about just me. But I'm at a point now where I'm doing my best to find that fine line of putting myself first and not being selfish, if that makes sense. I wonder if you understand like where I'm coming from. But just making friends as an adult is not as easy as I thought. And I remember my husband telling me jokingly, but I know he was dead serious. He was like, Shakira, you just want to make friends wherever you go. You just want everybody to be your best friend and like just make friends. And I'm like, naturally I do, but then it's like, I think when I come into those spaces with that energy and I don't give myself time to really see who that person is, I kind of get butthurt because I'm like, dang, that person isn't who I thought they were. It was good the first 10 minutes of our conversation, but as time goes on, you get to see people's personalities and characteristics and things like that. And then I'm in a place where I'm really just trying to differentiate friendships, associates, sisters, and family. Like, those are 4 different categories to me. Like, I'm learning. I'm just learning. And I think, I'm like, why am I learning this at 30? Like, why? Like, I honestly thought that I was going to be the one that was going to have the same group of friends all the way from elementary or middle high school all the way up into adulthood. And that just wasn't the cards that I was dealt. But I also take accountability in the decisions that I've made with the type of friends that I've attracted or cling to over the years, and realized that there were friendships that could have been made, especially when I was in college, but I stayed in my room. I didn't really go out too much or really put much effort into growing friendships that could have been made there. And I just, like I said, I just really became a loner, like a real loner. So now it's just weird because I'm on social media. I love the community that I've been able to build. And I'm like, I feel like sometimes I kind of want that to reflect in my real life. Because I have people in my life, don't get me wrong, but I think my perception of what girlfriends and friendships was in the numbers and having a lot of people around and everything like that. But I really feel like it's all about the quality of the friendships that you have. And making sure that the people in your life are like really uplifting you and not dragging you down. And yeah, everybody's going to have hard seasons. Not everybody's year is going to be perfect and full of wins. People are going to go through things, but also acknowledging when you are at capacity and know that some things are just out of your control. And as a friend, you can only do so much. And as a friend, you have to know when to let go of dead relationships, just point blank, period. And get to a place where no love is lost. But I think that because I had a friend that I was friends with for like 13 plus years when I was a kid, and we stopped being friends before, not before, but while we were in college, I think that was such a tumultuous time for me in my life to where I was hesitant to make the same mistakes that I did. But then as I grew older, I learned that I couldn't put all the blame on me for that friendship going to the side, because it takes two people to quit altogether. I'm just curious if you all are either experiencing the same or have gone through the same, or if you have any advice when it comes to making friends as an adult and just finding your tribe in real life. There's, of course, so many people that I've met online that I would just love to link up with in person, but you know, geography's in the way and people have lives and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to the people that God has for me. I truly am. And I'm thankful that I've gotten to a place to where I know deep in my heart and in my body when something isn't right for me, because it doesn't feel good. And not that everything that feels good is for you, but I feel like you know the difference when you just feel heavy when you're in certain situations or friendships, relationships, or anything like that, and you know it's not for you. And I just recently went through that, and I feel like that experience has definitely given me the wisdom on how to just navigate moving forward when it comes to making friends as an adult. It was on my heart to share this, and I would like to know if anyone feels the same, or to share your experiences with making friendships as an adult and just how you navigated through it all. Because like I said, I'm just figuring it out along the way. So yeah, so I'll see y'all again for another grown conversation. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.